What used to be a lush tropical rural community of 1-acre homes now is a barren lava field. Driving into the lush landscape of Leilani Estates, it's teemed with fruit trees and towering palms. Then the road abruptly ends, buried beneath lava. It is difficult to imagine this was ground zero for the 2018 eruption. As I approach Fissure 8, one of the most active during the eruption of 2018, I am overwhelmed with compassion for the people who lived here and lost their homes. I listen to the sound of lava beneath my feet as I look up at this giant cone of cinder rising up over 100 feet tall. It looks as though it is its own volcano. I reflect on the powerful images I had seen as this fissure spouted lava as high as 260 feet into the air. Seeing these smaller fissures, known as Mini Fissure 8, I am in a state of awe as I see the steam rise from its belly. Each step I take, walking up the flank of Fissure 8, I am anticipating the sight of looking down into the pit of fire. I chant silently to myself in respect to Pele, the goddess of fire. Begotten were the gods of highest rank. Begotten were the gods of heavenly rank. Begotten was Pele, ultimate goddess of heaven. E inoa no na Pele.
So almost 30,000 gallons a second coming out. Couldn't fit down the channel enough. It backwashed off behind you, circled around and came down angled. That's why this is built up. You'd have the pulse where the lava would be coming up for 2 to 3 minutes and then dying back down for a minute and then back up. It was a regular pulse all day long. Well, it hit the banks and curve around. The big rock in the middle there, I called that the rock because from on top of the hill back there looking down, I could watch the lava hit it and crash. So if they had a 5-point earthquake with the size of the pit on the top caving in, that would hit the bladder of the lava. It would take about an hour and 20 minutes to 2 hours to come out here. And then that was called the surge. That lava would come up and overrun the banks, even saw it overrun the rock, and it would work its way down. So occasionally you would have a breakout, but each time it came down big, then you'd build up the height a little more. The little peak right down here, the little sharp point, that's a skylight. So not only can a lot of lava not fit down through there, just to the right down here, there's a lava tube that goes through and comes out. And it's wide enough you could put 2 Thurston tubes in it, but it's not as long as Thurston, I don't believe.
Wow.
So you get so far back and you look up and there's a light coming in. It's really cool.
Okay.
So I only know 2 people who've walked down the entire fissure line to the Kapuka. The real bright white you see down there, that's sulfur. The one closest to us, there's no cracks or any holes around it. The one just beyond it with the dark spot, that has a hole that goes down who knows how long. You can throw a rock down here, you don't hear it hit.
Wow.
But sulfur still coming out, smell still coming out, very strong. Interesting walk, very hard to do. The little island out here with the trees and the green, that is actually closer to the Kapuka, the Kahukai Kapuka, than it is to us. I've tried a couple times to get to it. There's a channel and a crack that goes across there that's, I'd have to have some rigging to get across.
Oh, wow.
The channel here that went down all the way around to the ocean was about 7.5 miles. The banks on that far side I've been told are 80-foot tall, and on this side are 40-foot tall. We were trying to figure out how to get the road back in so that people could get home. That's a no-no. It's just not going to make it. We're going to now wait for Pohiki Road to be restored, and then the county be nice enough to come up Leilani enough, and then the community will go the 700 feet into the Kahukai-Kapuka to see if those 6 people can get back to their houses.
Wow.
Current board's doing an excellent job working towards community goals.
Amazing. What a view from up here.
Yeah. So that's basically where the hole in the bottom where the lava was coming out. It doesn't look very big from here, but it's probably 30 by 20 yards. It's huge. You get to the other side, you'll see the last remnants of the sulfur coming out. It's warm down there. Hardly ever see any steam come out of here. It comes out of the side walls there, over there. There's a hair of it right over there now.
Yeah. So we walked that ridge.
That's the top ridge.
Yeah, all the way around. Now we're on the other side.
Correct.
The view from Fissure 8. Gives you real respect for Mother Nature. This is Mini 8. We're currently up on top of Fissure 8.
We're on 8 right now. The next one over is 7, and then is 2, and then is 14. The pointy one way down in distance, that is 1. The symmetrical cone way off there is 22. There are some that got covered up with lava, and on the other side of the Kapuka, there are some that you can't see from the angle here. So after it reactivated, we think it reached a height of about 220 feet, and then lava going another 60 to 80 feet out of the top, depending if it was a pulse or a surge. Now we think it's about 160 feet. It's just slowly crumbling down, each earthquake, each heavy rain. Still impressive, still awe-inspiring to see.
So why is it still looking like there's steam and everything? It collect water or what?
Yeah, it's so hot underneath. Every time it rains, the water's soaking in and it's eventually moving its way over. And it's so hot coming out, the interaction of really hot to humid air. So in the morning, there'll be a lot more steam. After rain, there'll be a lot more steam. Later in the evening, there's a lot more steam. Get a combination of a heavy rain, early, late in the evening, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. You wouldn't be able to see what you're looking at. It's just that much. So you have the smell. So you know there's still some sulfur or SO2 coming out. I don't think it's dangerous levels. The volcanologists explained it all to me in their fancy terms, and I trust them. I also trust Dane as he explained it. And it'll shift. You'll have heavy steam here, and then for some reason all of a sudden you'll start steaming real heavy over here at 24.
Wow.
And then up on 9 it usually steams real heavy, and it's really hot up there. You might hit the right day and there'll be a little pocket of steam coming out in the middle, and you've never seen it there before.
Wow. Just out of the blue, huh?
Yeah. I've never seen steam down the channel and around. It's always been clear. It's underneath us.
Wow.
But they basically explained is you had all the lava come down underground, way down there, and it find places where it can come up, and that's all the fissures. So then you had a spike. So the heat is a spike coming up. And as it cools off, it doesn't really cool. The areas around it takes the heat away from that. So you'll have a real hot spot here, and then it'll be hotter as you go out. But you still have the heat coming up through that crack. Have you ever been up on Alili Drive? Okay, that basically told me there was a little bit of a dam down there. It's backed up. After things were basically done down here, When I was up last year, it got so hot it was boiling. The tree roots absolutely stunk. People still trying to live there. The trees just boiling alive. Amazing thing you can never even imagine.
That's crazy.